Hey YouTubers, this is Jesse with J.FINESSE Flights. Welcome back. Wanted to touch grounds with everybody on a couple videos back that I had. The MITO, the F2-MITO drone frame that I had. Well, this is the finished product. I got it built up. I'm using the I kind of threw it together with some old parts and some new parts I had laying around from my first build. I call it, it's kind of my test equipment. I'll use it on I'll switch it over, throw it on another frame, stuff like that. But it's kind of outdated. My first build, it's the HGLRC F4 V5 PRO, which is this guy right here. I don't know if it's showing up or not. Good board. It's a good board. It's just an F3. Processing's kind of slow. Doesn't do a whole lot at once. So, I upgraded. So I kind of threw this off to the side. That'll go in my bin in case I need one. What I'm doing now, I found the F4 board that is produced by HGLRC. It's the F4 V5, I believe is what they're calling it. All in one. Has the video transmitter. Excuse me, I've been kind of sick. Has the video transmitter already in the board itself. We can look at this one, and it's pretty much the same. Pretty much looks the same, except for the V5. The F4 one has tabs all around it instead of just right here. This was the downfall. The major downfall to this board is the only tabs you had to put motors on was back here, or on the side. And the board is supposed to be mounted in this type of configuration. I cannot see the arrow. I've had conformal coating. I've had liquid electrical tape holding this connector on the UFL connector, and but anyway, it's a lot like this board here. Just the motor tabs are different. I don't know if you guys can even see in there the way my lighting is. But anyway, I found it for $37 on GearBest. Okay, and what you're going to look up is the Fury B. It's a Fury B, and it is the Fury B F4. Is what it's called. F4 V5 maybe. But it's made by HGLRC. It says Fury B, put their sticker on it, and they're selling it cheaper. It's half the price as what you would buy it from HGLRC. Anyway, same board. I love it. It's great. The video, I'm gonna post a raw DVR flight footage of me flying this board and this copter. It's right now. It is slower than an old man easing into a warm bath with these motors on it. These are the Walkera F210 motors I had laying around. They were clean. I just flew that copter line of sight. That was before my FPV days. Line of sight copter, first thing. Never buy one. They're garbage. But even the motors suck. This thing is super light. It's the lightest build I've had yet. I'm not gonna say it's super light. It's just super light for my builds. My builds are generally freestyle, so they're heavy. I'm going to throw it on the scale. Take my word for it, because you're not going to see it. Apologize. I don't have the camera angles. It's coming in at, is that right? I know it's light. 260.9. 260 grams. 260.9. That's what it's coming in at. Let's tear it out. Oh, I'm reading 0.7 on there. 260. 260 grams. So that's light for my builds. My builds are generally 360 dry without props, or higher. So, and this is the cable that's provided, and it is a MMCX that they give you. That's what's on the board, is the MMCX adapter for the VTX. You can see it back there. It is sitting in the right configuration. The arrow pointing to the front. I didn't clock it at all. It's fine with me. It's got to go one side or the other. I was going to turn it and run the my wires out the back here. I like that. That's how all my builds usually go. But with this frame, beware of the board size that you get. If you're going to run it all in one, this frame, it is, look at this. It is so tight back there. I had a 4-in-1 ESC, and I was going to clock it sideways, negative 90 degrees, and it touched the standoffs, the motor wires where you solder on the motor wires to the tabs. They touched. Well, I was going to run this XT60 out the back. Can't do it. That's too tight. That's too close. But that thing, it is so close in there. Let's see if I can get this camera to zoom in. Bear with me here. It's too tight to really fit anything in there. So just beware of that if you guys want to build this frame. It is a light frame though. I can't remember, 80 grams, I think, 79, 80 grams, just the frame, bare frame. But camera came from PRO Flip. It's a Who Cares camera, $18, and I love it. Now the lens is it says it's a 2.1 millimeter. Negotiable. I don't know. It seems a little magnified to me, but it's still very, very flyable. You'll see on the video the DVR footage, and they do supply a 470 microfarad 25 volt electrolytic capacitor with the flight controller. I suggest using it because it is an all-in-one. Even though it's a good sized board, you're you know how that can be depending upon your ESCs, how noisy it is. These are old. They are the Racer Star V2 30 amp ESCs that I got with the kit that I bought from Banggood back several years back. It comes with all the parts, except for the FPV equipment. But these 30 amps, you can opt for the 20 amps or the 30 amps. I opted for the 30 amp ESCs, and I just figured I'd use them. I had them laying around. I did remove the capacitor, the ceramic capacitor. You can find that on GitHub, or you can look it up in the RC forum, RC groups, or Google it. It should show it on there. It's just a little bitty, teeny tiny speck of a ceramic capacitor, and you can, one or two ways, you can take a pair of dikes or snips, wire cutters, and just clip it off, or you can blob solder method, get a little blob of solder, touch both of the sides of the capacitor with solder, and it'll just slide right off the board, off of the PCB board, the ESC. But that's what I did. I heated it off. So I just don't like cutting stuff like that. Stuff goes flying, not good. But all in all, I did leave a little extra wire in case I want to put all this setup on a 6-inch. I always run extra wire in case I want to do that, because it's optional. Super easy. Now this F4s, I don't know if you guys are familiar, if it's your first time running an F4. If not, you know what I'm talking about. But the iBus, I run FreeSky, or not FreeSky, but FlySky, and it is iBus. Okay, so this board does not, where it tells you to hook up your receiver in here. Let me see. Right here, it says S-Bus. It has for you Spectrum satellite guys, it does have 3.3 volts. That's on the top, 3.3. Then there's PPM. It supports PPM and S-Bus. It does support iBus, but it will not be in this pin header over here. Okay, you will not use that at all. If you try to use that, you will not connect. Your receiver will not, your board just won't show your receiver at all. Okay, what you have to do, what I did, I come over here to RX6, which is right there. Okay, that's RX is a receive UART. Okay, you have RX6 TX, which is transmit, and then RX3 transmit 3. Okay, if you want to do telemetry, you will do one of these other ones here, but you do have enough ports. You're going to have to use an RX3 or RX6, as far as I know, if you're going to run iBus. Okay, then you'll just go in on your configuration tab in Betaflight and do like normal, select your spectrum, then go down and select iBus, and your receiver will work as long as you're bound to your transmitter. So I just wanted to let you guys know that, because I searched around and I finally just figured it out on my own, because there's really no information on this. Project Blue Falcon, JC, RIP, JC, but he has a couple videos that gave me the idea. It's pretty much telling you to do the same thing. It works on the F4 boards. Okay, F3 boards, you have no problems with iBus whatsoever. You can plug it up anywhere and it'll work. But with F4s is different, but it's not a problem. Can be done. Just wanted to get that out of the way. All right. Now, as far as the rest of this goes, I'm waiting on my Luminaire Axie antenna with the MMCX connector. I'm not going to leave this like this. This is just, it's raunchy looking. It's not clean at all. So that I'll be doing away with that. But other than that, it flies good. The board, the stock Betaflight settings for the PIDs, they're spot on for a X configuration such as this. I do have a problem with this frame, and that's the ends of the arms right here. Okay, right there. That is junk. That is a bad design, and it splinters. If you touch down on some concrete, it's over. So I don't know the best thing for you to do is, but you can see here on this one, I hit something and landed on some concrete, and it wasn't even a very hard impact at all, and it delaminated my carbon all the way back to the motorboats. That is unacceptable. It's terrible. So I don't know if the super glue method, putting super glue on them before you fly them, will keep that from happening. I'm not sure. I'm going to do it on the rest of them. I even have some liquid electrical tape back here that I thought about using. This stuff, you got to have it. It's great stuff. Great stuff. I might even put some of that on there to keep that from happening. I may sell this rig. I don't know. I've been messing around. Another thing, these camera TPU mounts, I got them off of Pyro Flip also. So you just have to look around. They're on there. And what they do is they put the camera center with the standoff. Okay, it's tapered, it rolls, but it's actually, this micro camera will line up directly in line with these standoffs, and that's what these mounts do. It's perfect. And you can adjust it up or down depending upon your stack. You can see where mine is. So I've got it down pretty far. Not as far as I could. I could go a few more millimeters, but I like it right there. I've been experimenting with steeper camera angles, if you can see it. So I'm pushing around in here somewhere. That's the angle I've been flying this at. And I'm trying to do some Matty flips type stuff. So when you watch my video, I've only had a couple flights on this frame and this quad. Just ignore the the backwards type. I'm just learning. Trying to work the nerve up to do Matty flip. So trying to get used to keeping the tree in view as you come around it backwards and, you know, to the side. So this is the tree. Come around it kind of like this and keep it in your frame. It's easy for some of these guys. I'm not really used to flying like that with such a steep camera angle, but I'm going to practice it. This is a good quad for practicing that stuff. It's so light, it's not going to tear itself up. But just wanted to share this stuff with you all. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section below, and I'll try to answer your questions if you have any. These motors are coming off, if that's a question. I am not going to run these anymore. They are just too slow. I'm used to the Hyperlite 22. Well, actually, I'm running the Hyperlite 2307s. The new ones they just come out with, the 2522 kV Special Team Edition. And my other, that's on a 6-inch rig. My other 5-inch is running the Multicopter Builders Primo 22.7 motors, high kV, 2650, something like that. Man, them motors are great. They shit and rip it. Other than that, that's all I got to talk about. I think I covered everything. That's pretty much it. Thanks for tuning in, and like I said, I'll post the video, the flight video of this, right after this one. Don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, whatever. Feels like I have to say that. Everybody else does it. Who gives a crap, right?